Hello, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. It is Monday and I am about to head out of my flat to go work in a cafe for the afternoon. Trying to mix it up and do this roughly once a week if I can, but it completely depends on my afternoon meetings because I don't really want to be in meetings if I'm in a cafe just in case it gets louder, but I have the afternoon free of meetings, so I'm going to go head into town really soon and do that, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to bring my book with me because I finish work at 4:30 and most of the cafes will stay open after that, so I'm going to be reading The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I'm currently yay far into this and I feel like more should have happened by this point, but at the same time, because not as much, like we haven't been fed too much information about the actual present day of the plot, I feel like that is still keeping me very intrigued and very much on my toes as to like what's happening, where are we going with this, what is the drama point of this actually working towards. So I'm really liking it so far, and I think that the writing style, having these short chapters, is very clever because it's very divisive in terms of making us want to keep going on to the next chapter. This is like the epitome of one more chapter syndrome because I feel like I am just wanting to eke out more and more information, because whilst this is a thrillery mystery kind of book, we're not immediately told where that mystery and that intrigue actually lies and like what it is that has happened. We're slowly being fed that information, so getting it bit by bit, which is really interesting and making for a really cool reading experience. So liking this one a lot. I started this Friday night and was reading it a little bit over the weekend. My plan was on Saturday just to chill outside in the sun, but my mum and I ended up going to Bath for the, well, say for the morning, but it ended up being into like the early afternoon as well, for quite a lot of the day. And oh my gosh, Bath is just a city that is made for the sun. It was so stunning. We sat by the Royal Crescent, we had some lunch that we picked up from Indie Deli, we went into loads of bookshops, and it was just such a nice day. So that was brilliant, but it did mean I got less reading done, but I did buy a book. So I picked up Lonely Castle in the Mirror by Mitsuki Sujimura. This is a fantasy lit fic, I think. It's definitely got the fantasy element in there, but I had seen this one around a lot and I don't know why I'd never really looked at the blurb before because it looks really interesting. So the top line says, "Would you share your deepest secrets to save a friend?" which already had me pulled. In a tranquil neighbourhood of Tokyo, 7 teenagers wake to find their bedroom mirrors are shining. At a single touch, they are pulled from their lonely lives to a wondrous castle filled with winding stairways, watchful portraits, and twinkling chandeliers. In this new sanctuary, they are confronted with a set of clues leading to a hidden room where one of them will be granted a wish. But there's a catch. If they don't leave the castle by 5 o'clock, they will be punished. As time passes, they begin to realise only those brave enough to share their stories will be saved. Tender, playful, gripping, Lonely Castle in the Mirror is a mesmerising tale about confronting your fears and embracing human connection. So I'm really excited by this one. It looks really good. This was on the translated fiction table in Toppings, and I was just there for absolutely ages. I mean, the whole of Toppings is amazing. They've moved locations, so they were in this fairly narrow, winding shop right at the top of Bath, so it was a little bit of a walk if you wanted to go specifically just to Toppings. Now they are much more in the centre and they have this huge building and oh, it's just stunning. There's 3 levels and the top one being like a mezzanine that looks over the bookshop, but it is so easy to get lost in there. There's all these crevices. They've kept the real soul of the bookshop, which is like tall shelves, ladders to get to the tops, amazing additions of books, just such a good browsing experience in that shop. So yeah, my mum and I were in there for quite a while. But yes, I'm gonna head into town now and I will catch up with you either later or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm doing Patreon reading sprints later, which I'm looking forward to. Good way to kick off my Monday. Yeah, feeling good so far, although the sun is gone, which makes me sad, but I'm bringing the sun with my yellow t-shirt. Hello, it is Tuesday and I have reading updates. So I read quite a lot of this yesterday on my reading sprints with patrons, read about 100 pages, so I'm up to here now. So I am over the halfway point. I am kind of on the home straight with this now. We're starting to get reveals, we're starting to see where it's going in certain directions, and we're starting to get more information about some of the characters, and it's slowly being fed to us more and more, and I'm really intrigued to see how this ends and what the kind of resolution is going to be, because I think that the author is trying to make us think it's going to go a certain way and it's probably going to completely do the opposite of that, which has me even more intrigued. It's generally a really good fun thriller. It's certainly slower than I would say I expected it to be, but it's still good. The pacing is really good, I would say. It doesn't feel like it's too slow at all, and I feel like I'm getting enough information that I'm really bulking out the characters and getting various different opinions on them and feeling like they have a lot more to offer than just being suspects in this kind of situation. So definitely really liking this. I would like to try and finish this by Thursday because I'm going back to my family home again Thursday night because I have an appointment on Friday after work. So I don't want to bring this back with me if I'm really close to finishing it. That's my hope. I don't know whether if I finish this by then I will then pick up maybe one of my April TBR books. I guess that would work because when is April? Is it on the Friday? Yeah, it is on the Friday. So yes, okay, so if I finish this by Thursday, I will then be starting my April TBR, which is exciting. I also finished The Space Between Worlds, which I've been listening to as an audiobook, I think for the past 3 weeks now. It's my Patreon book club pick, and honestly, I've just been kind of meh about it. It's a sci-fi, which I don't often go towards, and it actually was on my TBR because it was a book that I wouldn't normally pick up. I think, was it even on this month's TBR? Yeah, it was on March's TBR. I haven't pulled it over from last month. It's definitely good and the ideas are there, but I just didn't quite get what I wanted from it. I thought we were going a slightly different direction. It follows parallel worlds in which if you are dead on that parallel world, you can go and visit it, and it follows our main character who is dead pretty much on every world, and she does this thing called traversing for a job where she goes to these other worlds to, I don't really know what the point of her going to these other worlds is, I guess to learn things from them, but it just felt like I thought I was going to get a book that was going to be really expansive about how all these worlds differed and the parallels between them all, and much more focused on the parallel world thing, but it wasn't so much focused on that, and I think listening to it as an audiobook meant I wasn't really following along with it in the way that I think I could have been if I was physically reading it, which is my own fault and certainly no flaw of the book. It was still a really good audiobook, but I think at times the plot was a bit difficult to follow because we had multiple versions of multiple people, but with different names, but they were still like the same people, and it was just, yeah, it got a little bit head hurty. So that was a 3-star read? 3.5? 3? I finished it yesterday, and I'm now going to be reading The Raven Boys as an audiobook. I've read that as a physical book before, and I started the audiobook before, and then I don't know why I just didn't finish it through no real reason. I think I just forgot. But the audiobook narrator, I'm not a massive fan of the narrator for this series, or at least for the first book. I don't know if it changes for the other ones, but I'm hoping that's not a massive issue. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So far, I'm liking it. I know the story of the first one. I just wanted to continue on with the series, and it's been quite a few years since I've read the first one, so hopefully that'll be good fun. But right now, I am off to do a Twitch stream. I think I'm going to stream some Pokemon tonight, stream Zelda on Sunday, so I like to kind of alternate roughly between the games. I really want to stream Fortnite at some point too, but they've just launched their new season like level thing, and I have not played this new one yet, and I think I want to play it separately before I play it on a live stream. As you can tell, I really know the lingo, know what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you ever want to watch any of my live streams on Twitch, they are all linked down there. I'm Books Nest on Twitch. I'm nearly at my next follow goal, which is really exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that now. It is, what time is it? 6:07, so at the evening ahead, and then after stream, I'm gonna get ready for bed, get all cozy, because I washed my bed sheets today. It's a bed sheet washing day, which means everything just smells lovely and fresh. And then I'm gonna watch an episode of Bridgerton, which I am so excited for. I'm 2 episodes into the new series. It is so good. It's the kind of show where when I finish watching, I just sit and reflect internally of how good it was. I just think it's done so brilliantly, the way it entwines the modern into it and the way that it has a bit of fun with the kind of normal storylines that we would see. I just love it, and it feels a bit different and fierce in that sense, in a really good way. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue on with season 2. I really liked season 1. I really liked the Duke in season 1, and I enjoyed seeing Daphne as she developed throughout that season, but I'm really liking this season. I didn't think this would top season 1, but 2 episodes in and it might be topping it. Anyway, I'm gonna go do all those things now. Hello, it is Wednesday night. I have a goal for the evening, right? So it is currently 9, it's just about to go 9, and I want to finish this book by the end of the night. And I don't know if that's doable or not, because that's about 120 pages, and on sprints on Monday, did 2 40-minute sprints, and in those sprints I read about 100 pages. So I don't know if it's going to be doable, but I really want to finish this before I go back to my family home tomorrow. I could try and finish it in my lunch break tomorrow as well if I don't quite finish it today, but basically I want to get at least under 50 pages left to go before the end if I can't manage to finish it, which that should definitely be doable, I think. Maybe. I think the pacing will pick up even more as this book gets towards its main crux and everything starts slotting together even more, so hopefully that'll help. But I've watched an episode of Bridgerton, I've done a Twitch stream, I'm gonna now go get ready for bed. No distractions, I'm gonna just get it all cozy in here and I'm gonna sit and read. So that's the plan. I won't update you later today because I'm just gonna go get ready for bed and take all my makeup off and wash my hair, which means I'm not actually gonna start reading until probably about 9:30, so I have even less time to do this. But anyway, I'll update you tomorrow, but I really want it done by tomorrow. That sounds like it's like a real trial to achieve it. I want to have finished it by tomorrow. I am really enjoying it. I don't want to rush it, but I don't want to bring this book into next month because I've already included this in my March wrap up, hoping that I would have finished it by the end of the month. And also, as I said, I don't want to bring it back to my family home with me tomorrow. I want to start something new for the new month. So wish me luck. I've just sat down to film this and I think it started to snow, which makes no sense because this time last week I was in shorts and a t-shirt sat on my balcony working. What is this? Why is it snowing? No. I find the snow very pretty, however, it's incredibly inconvenient. It completely screws up loads of plans and it's pretty dangerous too, so just no. Also, it is nearly April. It is April tomorrow. What? Okay, weird weather aside, I finished The Paris Apartment last night. Yes! I'm so pleased that I actually managed to finish it. I really liked it. It came out as 4.5 out of 5 stars. The ending was superb. Such a good book. The author completely delivered with this one. I think Lucy Foley's writing just keeps getting better and better. It was just fantastic. I'm not gonna say anything more because I don't want to accidentally say anything that would allude to how this story goes, but just if you're a fan of thrillers, would highly recommend reading it. So that leads me on to my next read, which is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Every time I see this book title, I think of the Hamilton song that has a line that says tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and I keep singing it in my head. So I'm just gonna have Hamilton stuck in my head all the time when reading this book, apparently. I read literally like 10 pages last night before bed because it took me quite a while to finish The Paris Apartment. This is so far interesting. It's taking a different angle to the way we look at life already, which makes me think this is going to be the kind of book that really assesses things in the wider scheme of things, which I think will be quite interesting. So I'm interested to see where this one goes. I don't know much of what this is about other than it's following two people who were friends as children when they're in a children's hospital, and I don't know if they were actually like patients or visiting. Okay, so one is a visitor and one is recovering from a car crash. So they meet in a children's hospital and bond over their shared love of video games, and then they meet as they're adults, and I think they start a company together that ends up being pretty successful in the video game world. I think this really follows about connection and our need to be connected to people, which I think is going to be quite an interesting book, so I'm excited to read this one. This one is an ARC, it comes out 14th of July, so I'm getting it in way before release day, woohoo! So this is my current read. I'm also currently listening to The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I started listening to this on Tuesday maybe, and I am here. There's a lot of talk in this about ley lines, and I think that they mentioned somewhere in England that is actually somewhere I drive past to get back to my family home every single time I go back there. And there was a combination of things they spoke about, and it's like, that's there. That is the place that I have to drive through, mentioned in this book 100%, which was so weird. So yeah, that was a kind of strange comparison moment of like, oh my god, I've actually been there and go there regularly and we'll be driving through there later today, in fact. So this is my second read of this book, or kind of third. I got halfway through the audiobook before and just for no reason whatsoever didn't continue. I don't know why. Really liking it. It's a good story, and I'm excited that I'll actually be able to continue on with this series and probably listen to them all as audiobooks, because I think they're all on SCRIBD, which is awesome. If you're interested in SCRIBD, by the way, I have a link down below. It gives you audiobook access in a different way to Audible, so it's not credit-based. You can kind of have unlimited within a month. But if you listen to a load of popular audiobooks, you will then get limited access to more popular audiobooks in that month. It's a good system though, it's a good system. I tend to read about 1 to 2 audiobooks a month, so it works really well for me, but there's an affiliate code down below if you are interested. This video isn't sponsored or anything, I just have an affiliate code down below. So those are my reading updates. I think this is going to be a super short vlog, but I'm actually going to wrap it up here because I'm heading back to my family home later today and just kind of like to have a camera-free time when I'm there if I can, so that's the plan. So thank you very much for watching this weekly reading vlog. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you have been reading this week, or subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. Thank you so much for watching. You can also find a link to my Patreon down below. If you sign up now, you get access to the full month of content for April, so lots of live shows and exciting things. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.